Hey Hannah, it's Friday. I don't know if you can tell, but I look very tired just because I just finished work. And yeah, and it's been a long week. Okay? But this week I've decided even though I'm tired, I will still make a video on time. Yeah? Just like the good friend I am. So this week I am going to talk about what I thought nursing is like compared to what I think nursing is like now. Okay. Now the first one. Okay. Let me see. I'm losing track of my notes, but that's okay because it's basically improvisation. Alright, the first one. Okay. So the first comparison that I want to make is with med students. Okay. So before I thought, nursing is incomparable with med. Okay, med students are doing like all those details and hard stuff in their units, whereas nursing we are just studying some superficial stuff. You know what I mean? We don't go into details. But yeah, and this statement is true to some extent. But nursing is, I think, can be compared to med program, right? I think we're not as intense as med program, but we are still very intense. We do study in detail stuff. We focus on, I guess, the more practical side. For example, just take human bio as an example. Okay, we study the theories, the parts that is relevant to our clinical practice, whereas I think med students would go into more theory, and I don't know, they are like, it's like med students are like more prep for research and advanced studying. Yeah. But yeah, so we do more practical stuff compared to med students as well, so that's why we get more placement. So something like doing IV drip, which I will do in stage 3, I think. Not sure. We will get lots of time to do that. And yes, I would say we can do IV drip better than med students. The second one, I think, okay, after hearing so many stories from my lecturers, nurses are still a bit underappreciated and undervalued, you know? So I've heard so many stories from my lecturers that during their shift, they got yelled at by doctors or surgeons or anesthetists because they might have a bad day. They were just it's not of the nurse's fault. It's just these doctors are having a bad day, and yeah, it makes me feel like nurses are actually working as a secretary to the doctor, but actually it's not. Well, in my opinion, right now, it might change, but yeah, I think it's just we are specialized in different area. Doesn't mean as in taking care of the patient, doesn't mean that we are inferior to doctors and surgeons. I mean, they do have higher qualification, and they do do more researches and study for longer time, but it doesn't mean that nurses are inferior, because nurses do a lot of researches and studies as well. We have to know our stuff really well to register as a qualified nurses, So yeah, it just, when I heard stories like this, it's just like, oh, it doesn't feel right. Oh, the third one, okay. So nurses are actually doing a lot of critical intellectual thinking during their work, before I thought, because I've been in the hospital before, right? I have done a surgery before, so I thought, oh, nurses just routinely checking my pulse and my temperature and checking if I'm eating well, just a routine. But there are actually reasons behind this. Nurses are doing constantly doing something called clinical reasoning cycle, right, where we try to identify the problems that patients might have and then evaluate it, maybe apply the appropriate actions to improve the condition of patients, if something doesn't work out and we have to go back and do it again, right? This is what I'm learning right now. So yeah, and there's actually reasons behind this. So yeah, new stuff that I have learned. Oh, and more about critical thinking, right? So from, again, stories from my lecturers, because they do tell these stories to us for educational purposes. So what they told us is that there are times we need to learn to process the diagnosis of doctors. There are times that during their shift they have to go against the doctor's diagnosis, because according to their experience the patients are deteriorating, whereas the doctors didn't realize. So they had to call in cold blood, despite doctors said, oh, it's not a big deal. So yeah, nurses have to learn how to advocate for the benefit of their patients. Our sole interest is the patients. I say ours as in I'm the nurses, but no, I'm still a long way to go, and I'm already under so much pressure. So many assessments. My gosh. I mean, I start a week earlier than you, so Hannah, your pressure might be coming on your way. Yeah. A bit of update about my life. We have got rid of our lawns, the lawns at the front that I like to do updates about, even though I stopped doing updates like for a while now, because we are during the past months we are just deciding if we should get rid of it, and yes, we got rid of it. So we bought more bricks and yeah, level the ground, laid it out, and the pergola that we bought, we have finished it. I will do an update tomorrow in shorts if I can. Yeah, I don't have much time now, so much to do. Like, I check my schedule, it's like, oh, there's essays due in 2 weeks. Better get started. Or I'm going to, I don't want to fail for non-completion. So yeah, actually really scary how easily I will fail the unit, fail on for non-completion, fail for missing tutorials. Our standards are really high. That's because that's the standard of a nursing board. If we can achieve these standards, then it's easier for us to register with the board later on when we graduate. Yeah, so well, it makes me feel better that these strict rules are actually for something. Yeah, work tutoring's been alright, because now I have less lessons. Gates have finished, NAPLAN finished next week. I mean, the NAPLAN kids are still going to come to me anyway. But yeah, it's have less work time now, but I still feel very tired anyway after work. So yeah, this video is getting too long. It's been 10 minutes. Yeah, I'll see if I can make more shorts when I have time. I'll see you on Monday, Hannah. See ya.